Okay, let's start at the beginning of getting rid of the fraction, and certainly something I would recommend. But again, if you see something different, you can always do something different. I'm not saying this is the only way to go about doing the problem. I'm going to multiply the top equation by 10. That's the first equation, or row 1. The second equation, I'm going to multiply by 12. And the third equation, I'm going to multiply by 6. And I'm going to be real careful when I do it. I'm going to write it down, but I do want to erase what I write down after I write it down. And what do I see? I see 2 times 3x minus y minus 5 times, I'm just doing row number 1. I'm going to erase it after I write this down, though. And then it's going to be 5 times 19. And what does this give me? It gives me 6x minus 2y minus 20z plus 25y equals, let's see, it's going to be 50 and 45, 95. And what do you get over here? 6x plus 23y minus 20z equals 95. All right, now when I write this down, I'm going to actually write the augmented matrix down, though. And I get 6, 23, minus 20, a vertical bar indicating equality, and 95. All right. I'm going to erase this business over here. I think I did okay. But remember this, if I make a mistake, I'm going to know that by looking at my answer key when I get there. And I'm not there yet. I'm not looking at how can I look at the answer? I have no idea how they got that. I'm going to do the next row, and I'll be careful about it. And what do you get over there? 2x minus 3z minus 3x minus 4y equals 3 times 7, which is 21. 4x minus 6z minus 3x plus 12y equals 21. X plus 12y minus 6z equals 21. And write that down for you. 1, 12, minus 6, 21. All right, I'm going to claim that's done. Let me just erase what I've done. I've done this, and then repeat this. If I make a mistake, I'll know I've made a mistake just by looking at the key. Go to the third row. What do you get? 2, 4x plus z minus 3, 3y plus 5z equals, well, 3 goes into 6 2 times, and 2 times 49 is 98. All right, let me write this down. 8x plus 2z minus 9y minus 15z equals 98. All right, what do I get? I get 8x minus 9y minus 13z equals 98. Again, I'm going to put the row down. That row is going to be 8 minus 9 minus 13 and 98. I'm going to erase the work. Again, if the work is wrong, you know what? I'll detect that when I get to my answer key. It will be highly unlikely if I get a bunch of errors and I get the same answer. Highly unlikely. All right. So what am I going to do now? I'm going to do something. I'm going to do some eliminations. I'll write them down for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do minus 6 row 2 plus row 1 and give it to row 1. I'm going to write the work down, but I will erase it. So it's going to be minus 6 minus 72, 36, and minus 6 times 21 is minus 126. And row 1 is 6, that's the whole point of it, it disappears, 23, minus 20, and 95. Put a line there to remind you what we're doing, we're adding them together. 0, let's see, what would this give you? 69, 50, 49. Minus. 16. And this would give you what? Minus 31. I'm going to get my eraser out. I'm going to erase row 1 and put the new entry in, which is going to be 0, minus 49, 16, and minus 31. I'm going to erase my arithmetic. And I'm going to go to the next step. I'm going one step at a time. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do minus, whoops, I got to write down what I want to write down. Minus 8, row 2, plus row 3, and give it to row 3. All right, let's write this down. Minus 8, minus 96. I'm multiplying row 2 by minus 8. 48. And then, minus 8 times 1, minus 168. And then what? Row 3. Let me make sure I did that right. Minus 8, minus 96, 48. Yeah, I did okay. 8, minus 9, minus 13, and 98. Little bar here. Let's add together. 0, minus 105. What would this give you? 5. That's 35, right? And what do you get there? It looks like minus 70. All right, I'm starting to talk about that row. This is row 3 now. But I notice there's I can make those numbers a little bit smaller by now taking, this is row 3 now. But before I write row 3 down, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply by minus 1/5 times row 3. And what would that give me? Let me write that down for you. 0. And then, 5 goes into 100 21 times. I'll put this over here. Minus 7. And then it's going to be 12. I'm sorry, 14. Let me make sure I did that right. 5 times 21 is 105. 5 times 7 is 35. And 5 times 14 is 50 and 70. Yeah, I think I did okay. So I'm going to get my little eraser out. And I'm going to put down row 3 now. And what would you get? Let's write this down. 0, 21, minus 7, and 14. Right, I'm going to erase my baby arithmetic. Whoops. I did it again, didn't I? And I got everything down that I need. So now what? Well, I want to tell you what I'm concentrating on. This row and this row. And I want to do another elimination. And I'm looking at the 21 and the 49. And I want to point out 49 is 7 times 7. And 21 is 3 times 7. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 3 row 1 plus 7 row 3. And I'm going to give it to row 3. I'm going to erase her out. Erase this over here. And let's get busy. Let's write this down. So 3 row 1s would be 0 minus, well, let's see, 150, 147. And again, just doing 3 times row 1. 3 times 16 is 48. And 3 times 31 is minus 93. Let's do 7 row 3s. 0, 147, that's the point of it. They'll disappear. And then 7 times 7 is minus 49. And 7 times 14, that's going to be 70. And 4 times 7 is 28. So it's going to be 88. And make sure I did that right. 70 and 28. I'm sorry, 98. I'm a little tired. I got to do it again, actually. I just lost track of my thoughts. 70 and 28, 98. All right, what do? I add them together. 0, 0. This gives me minus 1. And this gives me 5. I'm going to write that down now. What I mean write down, I'm going to write down for row 3. And I think I'm ready to go. Now someone says, what do you mean you're ready to go? I'm ready to write an answer down. So let's write this over here first. 0, 0, minus 1, 5. I can read one of the rows now. And what row? The third row says this. It says the opposite of z would be equal to 5. That means z is minus 5. I see that. All right. Now I'm going to move up. It's called back substitution. And I'm going to move to this row here. Someone says, why using that row there? I can actually use z in that row to find out what y is. So I get what? Minus 49 y. And now minus 5 times 16 is minus 50 and 30. So minus 80 equals minus 31. So minus 49y. Well, I'm going to add 81 to both sides, and that would give you 49. So what's y? Y is minus 1. I see it. And then I'm going to go to this row over here, and I'm going to check it. And by checking, what am I doing? I'm going to say, not check it, but use it to get x. X plus 12 times minus 1. Well, that's minus 1. Maybe I should just put that down. Minus 12, I mean. And minus 6 times minus 5 is 30. And that's equal to 21. Well, it's going to be x plus 18 equals 21. Or x could be 3. That's what I'm seeing over here. All right. Now, if you want to, you can go back and check in the original system. There's no possibility of this thing being divided by 0. But there is a possibility of making an error. I'm not saying I didn't make an error. I feel pretty comfortable, though, all right, that I'm getting the answer I got when I did this problem years ago. Now, granted, when I did this years ago, and I really mean that, this document's 2,500 pages long. It takes a long time to write these things. And I write the solutions up. I solve the problems. And now I'm going back and doing videos for those students that need video support. That's all I'm doing. Thank you so much for paying attention. I do appreciate it.